Well, we're still having a personality crisis here at the GANOOZE studios, and so be a lack of personality again, and we're working on it. Technically, a technical difficulty, we think, and we think we have a solution, and we're working on it. We really are. The top story, I guess, I mean, just found out, I was just watching some videos and I just found out the top story today. The Friendly Geek, right? He has announced that we have turned the corner in Iraq, and he predicts that we're going to win the war. And it's going to be really cool, I mean, once you got an authority like that telling you, hey, it's over, we've won, phew, I mean, it makes you feel so much better, I mean, you really need somebody who has his insight, into human nature, to inform you when you really have accomplished something, because you really won't recognize it until somebody of that stature. There's a guy who takes chameleon eyeballs off of pictures and puts them on people, and he has stature, and he's letting us know that we won the war. So this is good news. We all should maybe have a party or something, because we're going to win the war. So anyway, in other real news, there's this Heroes. I never even heard of this show, and the star is this Hayden Penny Reddy, whatever the hell it is, right? Anyway, she's Greenpeace thing, go saving some dolphins there in Japan, and they go out in surfboards to go interfere with the fishermen, and apparently the fishermen, they had a video, and they're whapping them with a stick and stuff, the dolphin rescuers, and it's a good thing they do this stuff, I guess. I mean, it's really about persuasion, I think, that the argument should be made. I'm not for this kind of aggressive stuff, but just because it's always hard to draw the line, once you start going in that direction, it's you just start inching, and sooner or later it's World War IV. But anyway, yeah, it's a terrible thing, these killing dolphins. It's not a nice thing to do. This naughty Japanese. So then, to prove things are going so well in the Middle East, Pakistan is doing all the people a favor and getting rid of that annoying independent news. Because they're not supporting the government, you see. So you gotta get rid of the independent news, because they're just harassing the people. And so now that the times are good, the Iraq war is almost over and victory's at hand. Yeah, we don't need people don't need the independent news anymore. I mean, that would be kind of, it just gets in their way, just messes up their brains, you see. And it's just it interferes with the building of McDonald's and whatnot. So you just really don't need any of this independent news. So that's real progress in Pakistan. Yep, going right in the right direction, turning the corner. Yep. All right, let's see, what do we got here? Oh yeah, that funny story with the kid that got with the teacher going to Mexico. It turns out he was a Mexican kid, actually. He's an illegal alien, and so he can't even come back here. So she's probably going to go to jail for like 400 years for, molesting a boy. That's not even a legal resident, So it's kind of funny that, well, it's not funny. Look, it's not funny, okay? I mean, it's tragic that, an adult woman could have this kind of crisis, this kind of psychological crisis, and but it was kind of funny how the kid described the relationship. It's not just the sex, but the relationship is pretty good. See, the relationship's pretty good, So when you have a pretty good relationship, you run away to Mexico. Pretty good. And apparently spelled girl, G-U-R-L, so apparently these teachers really weren't doing a great job. But anyway, look, it is a funny story. It is funny. I wish I had more personality to really exploit the funniness. So anyway, yeah, it looks like everybody's going to go for this Attorney General guy who can't define torture. And so we're going to have another Attorney General of the United States of America that really, torture, I don't know, maybe not, oh, this is very scary that we can't stand up for something a little better than that. But we're turning the corner in Iraq, and we're going to be, it's victory any day now. So yeah, Fresno, California. Oof, 2 people dead. 100 cars involved in a fog-related accident. I don't know if that's a record, but that's a lot of cars. 18 trucks. So lucky 2 people were only dead. I mean, that's 18 cars. I mean, 18 trucks and 100 cars. It's a lot. Okay, yeah. Then this case in North Carolina with the fire at the beach house. It's another one of these cases. It just really irritates me. Because it's all about how you die in this country. Dying, you just can't die the regular way because you know nothing. But if you die, on the news, hundreds of people show up for your funeral. I mean, so they had one of the funerals, in like Idaho or something for one of these girls that died. And yeah, it's a tragic thing and all that. But it's like, what does that say about people? It's like they don't. It's like there's, if there's like a pet on TV that does something, it's like 9,000 people try to adopt it. And so why can't people do that without the news telling them to do it? I mean, why can't they care without it being on the news? It's just, I mean, you have to wonder, are they just showing up to get on TV? Are they just showing up so they can socialize and say, yeah, I went to the funeral. Yeah, that was terrible, tragedy. I went to the funeral too. I wore my best suit so in case I got on TV. It just doesn't look right. Doesn't sound right. Doesn't seem right. Eye's crooked. Doesn't crooked tie. I'm not right either. Gotta stand up straighter too. So what the hell is this one? Oh, 9/11 stuff. Yeah, apparently there's a lot of guys selling pictures of people falling out of the windows and all kinds of kind of tacky memorabilia there at the old 9/11 site. And apparently the city can't get its act together enough to create its own tourism centers at the devastation site. And it just seems kind of ironic. I mean, it's a way to make money, and they can't even figure out that maybe they should put up a couple little huts, and sell little figurines or something. Just kind of sad that you have a bunch of street vendors selling kind of tacky crap. But that's New York, it's a tacky place. People suck, by the way. Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, this makes the news. It's what you call a low news day. So apparently there was a rabid wolf attack in Anchorage, and so there was like a whole big giant story on this. How the people were all like with sticks around the town fighting off the wolves. And it's not really this really shouldn't be a story I'm reading. In this part of the country. I mean, it might be news in Anchorage, but it really shouldn't be news anywhere else. And what else do I gotta say about that? Yeah, it's just kind of pitiful that that's news. I mean, it's terrible for the people there, all that stuff, but it's not really a news story. So I guess we'll sum up with a story on China. They're going to have the Olympics in Beijing. Whenever it is, whatever, 2014 or whatever. Whenever we'll probably be all blown up by then anyway. But all these kids and stuff, like they're doing all kinds of weird stuff, training. I guess they're going to like try to put up a really, have like Chinese Olympics. They're really going to try to win them or something. And it's just kind of, you read this stuff and it's like 8-year-old girl, they bind her hands and feet and then she swims upstream in a river, I guess like this or something. And people are crazy, I mean, all this. For what? For a stupid... I mean, we really should be past the whole idea of athletic competitions. The Olympics, they ought to have, like, a debate at the Olympics. Subject debating or something. That would be really interesting. Or, like, who can cure cancer the fastest? Or, some kind of useful competition. I mean, why does every competition have to be pointless? Like, yeah, run around in a circle 6 times. I mean, we're human beings. We can't think of something... a better competition than the run around a circle 6 times the fastest competition. I mean, what is that? Or, do it with little blades on your feet. Or do it walking on your hands. I mean, come on. Let's have some real competition doing something really interesting. I mean, there was an old Monty Python. It was kind of funny. Because it was like they had a joke for the wars, like the killer joke. And so whoever read the joke would die. I mean, see, that's the kind of thing. What we need is like an Olympics for like the best joke in the world, and the, you know, and the best like the best paragraph of perfect poetry or something. I mean, those would be useful competitions. You know, it's just so stupid that we waste so much time and money on this bullshit. I mean, just bullshit. Ugh, people suck. Oh, I wanted to point that out. People suck, and you might be one of them.